Hi everyone, this is Ghosty Fox logging on to bring you a brand new gaming video, and we are playing Minecraft once again. I plan on working on my treehouse slash lookout tower thing. I don't know how I'm gonna do the bridge quite yet, because I wanted to dip down in the middle, like it's a, like a rope and wood board bridge. I don't know what they're called off the top of my head. But I also wanted to yap about something that I don't want to say that I'm very passionate about, but it is about art, and I'd say in general I am passionate about art. I don't need that many glass. Hi, cow. Where are you guys coming from? Why do I keep getting pink sheep? Not that I'm really complaining, but like, I've never seen this amount of pink sheep spawn. Ever. While playing Minecraft. Like, ever. And I've been playing Minecraft for quite many a year, you know? Since I was a wee little thing. You know, when it was still in the browser. You know, like at the beginning kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, what I want to, talk about is in relation to art, because I've seen many videos on it, and I kind of wanted to give my opinion on the whole thing. So first thing first that I want to talk about is, a lot of artists that I've seen here on YouTube will tell you, oh, don't buy the most expensive thing. And I would agree with that. If you're just starting out, don't buy the most expensive thing, because you'll probably be too scared to use it. And this way I can't fall off either. I do need more glass. You know, I would agree. Don't buy the most expensive. But I wouldn't say get the cheapest thing either. Because I've seen quite a few of them being like, oh, you know, just go to Walmart or whatever and buy the cheapest available of that supply. I wouldn't do that either. Because at least in my experience, doing so absolutely sucked, and this is gonna... Okay. Because I've tried, like, the super cheap, circle... they're all circles, and they were super chalky, and they sucked, and it was just not a good experience for me. So I would not recommend them. If you were to go with, like, a cheap option, I'd say probably go with, like, Crayola. Prang, if they have it. They used to have it. But they don't seem to anymore. Add some life up here. Holy dang. And I'll leave this, accessible in case I want to look from even higher up. Have I mentioned how much I dislike baby zombies? There's another pink sheep. Where do you keep coming from? Do I need to start naming you, like, Jesus or something? Like, I don't fucking resurrect you from the dead. Like, where do you guys keep coming from? I love you, but like, is this just the map for pink sheep? Like, I don't understand. Not that I'm complaining, but like, Well, but yeah, really cheap paints are not the way to go for me because they're super chalky. And I mean, to the point, the first ever one that I tried was so chalky that after, oh come on, packed ice, dark oak log, blue dye, sulfur spike. Man, all your traits suck today. If you could give me some cocoa beans, because I would love to be able to make some cookies. I know that they don't do a lot for health-wise, but they make me happy, okay? It's like I want to make a cake eventually, too. I don't think I have all the ingredients, do I? Because it takes milk. I know that. It takes milk, wheat. I think it takes an egg or two. And sugar. Everything. You know, so that way I can be like, I made a cake. Yeah, I was in the dark. And fine. We just had a heart. I'll make a cake. I used to listen to that song so much when I was a kid, like you don't understand. Okay. Like you would not believe how much I listened to that as a kid. Or Don't Mind at Night. Those two were my favorites. Probably didn't help any that, you know, at least for Don't Mind at Night, they also had a My Little Pony, you know, with Button Mash and Sweetie Belle, there. That was my prime time for liking, you know, being obsessed with My Little Pony. I still love My Little Pony, but I wouldn't say that I'm as obsessed with it now as I was when I was that age. When I was like 9. Anyway, I keep getting distracted. But my first ever watercolors were so chalky that they came off of the page. Like, you could scrape them off of the page after they were dry. And I can't stand that. I can't. Which of these trees is actually the tallest? I wonder. Because I think, excuse me, I think I might actually go for that one. Because it gives it a different area. You know, it's a little bit farther away than this one. This one's super close. I could probably jump to it if I wanted to. And I think I'll take out like these 3 trees. I might do that off camera, honestly. And then connect the other one to this one. Cut down that one. Okay, so I am back. I cleared out those trees and I started working on connecting these two. I made this one a little bit lower, you know, give a different angle of observation, and I'm not gonna do, you know, ladders up to the connected ones. I want this to be like the central hub of it, I suppose. Um, I have more sand smelting, so because we're gonna need quite a bit of glass for this one. I don't know how much glass we're gonna need for that one over there, but you know, I was thinking of making like that one, you know, go up and put it on top of the tree, very top, and having like a door to access it instead of ladders. I like having very wide ones. Um, but you know, back to my topic that I was talking about with art supplies and stuff. I don't think that you should go with the cheapest option because then you get a lot of fillers and, you know, things that just aren't good, to put it simply. Must be a bottom slab. But as an example, I started out with So, watercolors frustrated me. That super chalky watercolor that I started with, it frustrated me. I was angry with it. Um, Made me not want to do watercolor, if I'm being 100% honest here. Um, so, just overall not happy whatsoever. I need to make more planks. Give me this. And for a while, I didn't touch watercolors for a long, long time because I had, that bad experience with them. And then I got, um, which one did I get first? It was either Sakura Koi watercolors or Crayola. I can't remember which one off the top of my head. But either way, it was one of the two, and it was much better quality than the BS that I had to deal with when it came to those super cheap ones. And I had gotten the super cheap ones from an art store, I believe, so I was especially pissed off at that one. I know logically that this don't make sense, but I'm having fun while doing it, so. This one's gonna be a small tower. Um, so like those I would recommend. Windsor New and Cotman I would recommend. That's a bit pricier than the other ones. Especially Crayola. I personally like the White Knights watercolors, but it's like $100 and something for the set that I have, which is 36 full pans, I believe. Uh, but I also like watercolors that don't really spread very much. You know, I kind of like them to stay where I put them. But then again, I am a very, how would you say it, like, perfectionist person when it comes to my art. I gotta go down to get the glass anyway. Because I forgot about it. But that's why, for example, I like colored pencils. I like acrylic markers. But no, the Cotmans don't really spread out either. If you want ones that do spread out more, what's a good one? I don't know. Ones that don't have honey in them is basically my understanding of it. So, not the White Knights, not, Sommelier. I know Schminke spreads out more. core spreads out more. How many times have I said spread in this video? Jeepers creepers. Daniel Smiths do, you know, just things like that. To have a different binder in them will spread more. When it comes to alcohol markers, I would always recommend Ohuhu's. Now, personally, I do use a mix of Ohuhu, Copics, Artex, and then I have like a no-name brand type of thing. So, honestly, I would recommend either Ohuhu or Artex. For that, if you don't want to spend a whole ton of money on Copics. And if you do want to start, you know, your Copic collection, I would start with the Chows, because they're slightly smaller than the sketch markers, but, you know, and they don't have, they only have like half of the colors kind of thing. But you can get, you know, a decent amount of colors still. And that can start it out, and then you can get the other sets, you know, of the sketch markers one at a time, and then fill in the gaps of what you don't have. Now, you will end up with duplicates if you do it that way. But, you know, that just means that if you end up somehow damaging the one, or breaking it, or losing it, or whatever the case may be, then you can always just use the other one, because you have a duplicate. That's a lot of milk for a cake. That's a lot of milk. For acrylic markers, I'd suggest, I like Artex, I like Envy, I have a no-name brand, like 200 of them. But definitely get the direct ink ones, or like the direct flow or whatever it's called, with a brush tip. They just seem more juicy in my opinion. Get more coverage, not as streaky as like the cotton core ones. But the cotton core ones come in a lot more colors usually, so that's your trade-off. What else do I use? Colored pencils. I like Prismacolors. I've been using Prismacolors since I was in school, because that's what the schools had where I went. They had Prismacolors, like a 36 set or something like that. So, I'd suggest that. So, all in all, I'd say go for middle range. It's not really like high quality, but not low quality either. Don't go for Crayola, really, because you're just going to get frustrated. Like, don't get me wrong, there are people. I'm gonna try and kill this ender. Where did the Enderman go? Come on. I'm trying to build my collection of ender pearls before I have to go to the nether. Because, like, the nether scares me, and so, like, the longer that I have to be in there, the worse I get scared. Because it's just like fire and lava and burn all around you. And then the end is just like void everywhere. You know, so it's all just death, death, and more death to me. But I have to end the video here. It's already gone on a little bit longer than I would have liked it to. So on that note, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and make sure to hit that little bell to receive notifications when I upload. I upload every day, but it's at different times. It greatly helps me, lets me know that you enjoy the content, and it helps the algorithm to spread the video out to more people. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day, night, afternoon, week, weekend, whatever it may be for you. Because I wish only the best for my viewers, you, my friends. I will see you in the next video. This is Ghosty Fox logging off. Bye!